The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Mid Carolina Service Company.
Mid Carolina Service Company is the first name to search for your residential or commercial HVAC needs in Lexington and surrounding areas.
Just go holler at Jason and Clint. They'll hook you up on the air conditioners, on the restaurant equipment, refrigerators, refrigeration, ice machine repair. They've been doing this for years. I know them cats forever.
Family owned and operated since 2006, they pride themselves in their quality work and customer relationships. Call 803-356-4153 or visit midcarolinaserviceco.com for a no obligation quote for service today.
The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by True Brilliance Entertainment.
True Brilliance is a production, promotions, and management company dedicated to connecting artists and producers across the Carolinas to music industry professionals.
Several of their clients have placements both domestic and internationally as a result of their services.
Are you an artist or producer looking to build meaningful relationships within the music industry? Then True Brilliance is for you. Check them out at paramilitary.com. That's spelled P-A-I-R-A military.com.
This episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Bob's. Bob's is a Columbia-based retailer of over 100 Black-owned products from 20 Black-owned businesses. Bob's offers a wide range of items from household cleaning, cosmetics, and everything in between. With every visit to Bob's, you support Black-owned businesses, giving them the opportunity to grow and establish connections with our community. Bob's is located inside the Noma warehouse at 2222 Sumter Street in Columbia, South Carolina. Visit their website, weshopbobs.com for in-store pickup or to find out more. Bob's can also be found via social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at weshopbobs. When you stop by, tell them the Hilltop Glove sent you. Bob's brings quality Black brands to the Columbia community. The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Red Rooster Sports Bar and Grill. Red Rooster is your neighborhood bar and grill serving the best wings, burgers, and baskets in the Met.
Like the amazing food, the bar is always on tap, and there's plenty of screens to watch the big game. Red Rooster is the Midland's premier meetup spot for local car and bike clubs, fraternities, and sororities.
Staff is dedicated to accommodating all kinds of parties and events. If you're looking to catch a game, have a bite, and a drink, look no further than the Red Rooster.
Red Rooster is located at 7500 Wilson Boulevard, Columbia, South Carolina. For more information, visit redroostersportsbar.com or visit them on Facebook and Instagram at Red Rooster Sports Bar. Go where the winners go.
Welcome to the Hilltop Glove Podcast.
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 Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Brian Thomas. Brian is the owner and CEO of Your Dollar Sto, LLC, located in Columbia, South Carolina, at 3017 Farrell Road. On June 12, 2021, Brian opened his business with a vision for providing a service to a community that was lacking a source of fresh fruits, vegetables, and everyday household needs. Since then, the store has begun partnering with Food Share South Carolina, a nonprofit, to launch an outdoor fresh fruit and vegetable sale every Wednesday, serving nearly 100 people at its produce stand. It offers fresh and locally grown groceries to downtown neighborhoods that do not have easy access, such as Booker, Washington Heights, a lower-income neighborhood that has seen grocery stores closing in the recent years. Inside the store, there are an array of breakfast items and cleaning supplies, including peanut butter, toothpaste, and laundry detergent. Essentials designed to make the store a one-stop shop for people with limited resources who may not have their own transportation. Brian believes everyone takes a different road to be successful, and he wanted to pattern himself after his parents. Eventually, he hopes the Dollar Store can expand beyond the current small space to fill an entire building and offer a full grocery selection to the neighborhood. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing great, and thank you for having me on the show today.
How did you like your intro? Because some people are like, wow, I do all that.
Intro, I'm simple, so
That's good to
that's
hear.
perfect. Yeah.
No, but thank you for what you're doing. Yeah, when the store first opened up, it got a lot of publicity for the neighborhood, for the community. What was that like for you?
Well, it came out of surprise. Actually, it grew legs because the whole concept again was it was a family business that my mom and dad started back in 1989. So when I was working part-time at a competitor and the coronavirus had just kicked in, and I was seeing people, buy the toilet tissue off the shelves and the noodles and everything, right? I mean, everybody was cleaning the shelves off. So
all of a sudden your sources disappeared.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting back, in my mind, like, I can do this. We already have a building. Why not take advantage of this building that my family have and start my own dollar store, right? During this pandemic, because I know there's a lot of needs, essential items. So I went ahead and invested my own money pretty much and jumped head first into it. And here we are today, almost 2 years later. In June, it'll be 2 years. So thankfully, all the customers who have supported me along the way have helped me progress to this point.
Wow.
Good. That's amazing.
So how are things going for you? It's going good?
Yes, sir. Things are going, it's picked up tremendously, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I first opened up, I was just basic. I just had 3 rows high as far as my shelves.
Right.
Now I'm on 4 rows high. When I first started, I had miniature refrigerators in the store. Now I got freezers. I got commercial freezers, commercial coolers. I have ton of support from these big corporations as well. So to name a few, Prisma, DHEC, Healthy Blue, Food Share, Food Trust. So they've been observing me since day one when I set up my fruits and vegetables outside. So one of the doctors came from Prisma, which is one of the rehab places right across from my store. And he came and talked to me one day about how can he help me, help build what I'm starting here as far as supporting, because it is a food desert. So being able to provide something for a community that was lacking, all the main grocery stores got taken away. So just being able to provide for that community has been just making my heart smile, because I see those people coming in all the time, and it's easier access for them now.
Yeah, because I live at the very end of Farrow Road, like towards like Killian and stuff. And I'm like, once you take Farrow Road, it's really no grocery store. And I'm like, okay, so the closest one is 5 Points, right? And that can't serve everybody,
Right.
even the North Main area.
North Main is the same way. Like,
Yeah.
because my wife works out at Columbia College. There's not anywhere to eat. Like, there's a wing place at a gas station, but like you got to come all the way down. And then I think the closest grocery store is at Uncle Willie's.
On Main Street, that's
still a long ways.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Uncle Willie's, which is another, as a matter of fact, when Uncle Willie's, before she even opened up, she came to my store, and she's a fellow Shamrock. Eau Claire Shamrock's going to give a little shout out real quick to the Shamrocks. But so Crystal Williams, she came to me and just kind of like picked my brain a little bit before she even opened up Uncle Willie's as for how to get started. So I gave her some advice, and here she is today as well,
cool.
thriving and doing good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like you said, there's no main grocery stores. You got Piggly Wiggly on North Main Street. You got the Food Line on Two Notch Road. Like the Food Line, I'm thinking 5 Points.
Yeah.
Or Publix on Burbank Street. But if you don't drive, how you going to get to these places? And also the other need, another concern for that area is diabetes. It's number 1 in South Carolina. So that zip code 29203 is number 1 in South Carolina.
I did not know that.
Yes, and South Carolina is number 1.
Because there's nowhere to eat except fast food.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
You got churches and you got Zestos.
That's it.
That's the only thing to eat on that side. And Lamere, I guess, the biscuit cat, but that ain't.
Oh my God.
And also too, to add on to that, so like I said, there's no healthy place to eat. And then the stores that are in the community, my competitors, don't even want to say the names, but we all know who they are around here. But we can get canned goods anywhere and junk food anywhere. But if you come to your dollar store, right, you can get fresh fruits and vegetables, squash, peaches, plums, collard greens, okra. A lot of people love okra. So, so that provides a fresh source of fresh fruits and vegetables instead of just canned.
Right.
Because it's processed.
Right. And that is a much better, and like that is the old way. Like that used to be how our grandmothers cooked.
Exactly.
And that used to be, and you hear about families where they had like 12 kids and shit. And it's like, it's because they cook big meals of rice and beans and collards and it fed a lot of people and it's good calories and it was fine.
It filled you up, right?
Right.
go back for second and thirds and fourths.
Right, right.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I kind of like hang my hat on because even meats. So I came out with I started doing the fruits and vegetables first. I was going to do it initially by myself, but then I had a customer come into my store. I'm going to give her a shout out, Ashley Bookert. She's like a co-op through the city. So she's already in like the food service type environment. So she said, well, I got some people I want you to meet, which was Food Share. And so Food Share came out, their representatives came out, and we just had a powwow type meeting, and we shook there on that. After that meeting was over with, we was like, we're partners now. So they got me going as far as the fruits and vegetables stand. And so ever since October of 2021, after I opened up in June, I've been going full go as far as fruits and vegetables every week, every day. I have an account out there at the farmers market with the Sin Brothers. So every Tuesday I get a fresh delivery. Every Tuesday it comes in. So I just set up every day. I sell out every day, or sell my fruits and vegetables every day, and then every Tuesday another fresh load comes in. Nice. So nothing's gonna be hanging over. Now some things carry over now.
Right.
Food Share, they educated me on. They teach you the ins and outs, what temperatures certain things can be in, you know what I'm saying? So they will educate you. So I appreciate Gabe and Miss Beverly Wilson, Old Mage. I'm not leaving somebody out, but just want to give Food Share a shout out.
Yeah, Food Share is a great project. They, if you can't make it to their main distribution point, a lot of people have like kind of co-ops in their office. Like I know my day job and my wife's day job both have them where like somebody in the office goes and picks up like 10 of them and comes back to the office, and that's how we do it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's great fresh food. Exactly. And it's cheaper than you can get at the grocery store. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you can go get $5, you can get a burger, fries, and milkshake and Coke for $5, but you can take that same $5 and get you a fresh cabbage, fresh squash, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make you a real meal.
And sometimes it's stuff that I don't know what to do with. They gave me some kind of a root vegetable the other day. I didn't know what the hell it was. For real. But you know what? You Google it, and guess what? You chop that thing up just like potatoes, and you fry it, or whatever. You can mash it too. You just treat it like potatoes, and we did. It was delicious.
Google it.
And that's what you do. You just hit the internets, and it tell you how to do it.
So I was supposed to go through this at the beginning of the episode, but what was it like growing up in Columbia, South Carolina?
Growing up in Columbia, South Carolina, I've seen a lot of growth. People say South Carolina's a backward ass state. We'll let's just keep it real.
Sometimes.
Well, it's like I say, it has grown.
Yeah.
But just as far as growing up, because we were always last as far as getting new things, or other cities, other states had these things before we got it, so we had to watch other cities and states, or people rock the new shoes or get the new whatever it was, new gear come out or whatever it was, But growing up, I had a good life, growing up. Like I said, my dad is a contractor, so he built our house that I grew up in. I have an older brother and 2 older sisters. I'm the youngest out of 4. Went to Sarah Nance. So as a matter of fact, the elementary school that I went to from grade school is in that Booker Washington Heights neighborhood. So it's called Sarah Nance. It's no longer active. It's like a community center now. But from kindergarten through 5th grade, so I went there. I used to walk those streets every day to my grandmother's house, who lived in Booker Washington Heights neighborhood at that time. Now, the house I lived in was on the outskirts of Columbia. So I'm not sure if you ever heard of Coon Store Road.
That sounds familiar.
It's way on up Fairfield Road, if you take that route, or way up North Main Street. If you ever heard of Tiffany Gardens. So it was up that way.
Okay.
Anyway, but I was zoned to, now back then, elementary school, back then wasn't no zoning, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm born in 75, so from 80 to whatever, 85, it wasn't no zoning back then. So you can go live over here and go to a school over there, right? But I went to Sarah Nance, which is in that community, so I used to walk those streets, and back in my childhood, it was the store was called Mr. Drill. So when school was out, we'd walk those streets, get our little penny candy, our penny cookies, right? My little snacks, and I'll go to my grandmother's house and, of course, play, wait for my mom to get off of work and come pick us up. So now, and there's a school right next door to my store called Daniel's Christian Academy. And so when I had my vision to open my store, that was part of my vision because I knew it was a school right there. And so when I first opened up, it was more snacky type stuff like candy and chips and drinks, right? Because I knew the students was going to come over. I had them built a relationship with the owner of the school, Daniel, Mr. Daniel, or Dr. Daniel, I should say. And so they was like, yeah, we can't wait till you open up. So now, and his concern was his students, before I opened up, they was crossing the road to go to the Family Dollar that's catty corner to my store. And they would have to cross that busy road. So for safety reasons alone, if you've been over in that area, it's constant traffic over there.
Spot.
Yeah. So their concern for their students was, having them cross the street, deal with cars or strangers out there. You know what I'm saying? So now they don't have to cross the road at all. They come around the back gate, come to my store. There's no crossing the road, no nothing. So it's safety is taken care of now as far as that part of it. So they come 2, 3, 4 times a day, get the chips, drinks, candy. I sell hot dogs now on Thursdays and Fridays. So they look forward to Thursdays and Fridays for their chili dogs. You got chili, you got onions. You know what I'm saying? So they look for the whole 9 yards. So, but I feel so good knowing that their safety is and the parents trust me, so I feel very good just having them in my hands when they're in my store. So yeah, when I first started, it was more snacky. Then I started seeing adults, coming to the store. Because when I first opened up, when you first started a business, you have no customers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're trying to get the first customer to come through your door, right?
Right.
So I knew I had the school next door. I said I'm going to build my store snacky and around them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was only open, 3 days, and I saw a lady come through the door, and I thought it was a customer. And it was a state newspaper. So she was like, well, do you mind if I get an interview? So the state newspaper came to the Dollar Store back then. And to add to the store, like you said, when you first opened up, my initial name of the store was called the Dollar Sto. But I was a sole proprietor. I wasn't an LLC yet. And so when I applied for LLC, they said my name was too similar to the Dollar Store.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I never saw a dollar store around here before. I saw Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General.
Right. It's a generic term.
Yeah, it's a generic term. But actually, it is a not here, but just in general, there are some stores called the Dollar Store. But anyway, so that's how I ended up changing my name from the Dollar Sto to Your Dollar Sto, LLC. So people love the Sto part of it, so I couldn't let that part go. You know what I'm saying? Like Sto, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you say you ask your wife, if she in the store right now, you say, where you at? You know what I'm saying? She will say, I'm at the store. Yeah. Right? Or if you ask, anybody in your family, your friend, whoever, where you at? I'm at the store. So I just kind of like that name just runs, it rings a bell. So when you come to Your Dollar Sto, you come to the store. I get people to pull over all the time. They say, yeah, I know STO apostrophe. That's our people right there. You know what I'm saying? So they'll pull around, do U-turns, everything, just to come support the store.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, it sounds like, like one of the questions I was going to ask you was why you chose to go like this independent route rather than get a franchise for a bigger thing. But it sounds like the stuff you're doing is stuff that a franchise just wouldn't do.
Yeah, I actually did check into the franchise for one of those competitors, and they said they didn't franchise. Oh, okay. So I was like, well.
So they're all corporate stores and they choose where it's going to be, and if it's not the right spot, it's not.
Right. So I was like, yeah, that's why I was like, we already have a family business. Why not go ahead and put one foot? You already got one foot in the door,
and just make it this thing that needs to exist in the community. And it sounds like it's very community focused. You talking about having hot dogs and having farmers market kind of style out there. Like sounds like a spot that everybody stops by and hangs out at.
It's called the one-stop shop. Some people come there, they don't know what's in there until they come to the store. They think it's just and just the funny part of the story too. So when I was called the Dollar Sto, right? So about 50% of the people that come to the store, they think everything is $1, literally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, everything is not $1. That's just the name of the store.
It's not like that anywhere anymore. This ain't 1970s.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I explained to them, no, it's the same concept as this, XYZ. And then, so they like, oh yeah. But then when they come in, they say I have body oils. I sell meat. So you can get onion sausage, you get liver pudding, you can get chicken wings. I sell turkey wings. I sell fish and seafood. So you can come, it's like a full blown grocery store, you know? So you can come and get a whole meal, the meat, you can get your vegetables, the rice, you can come get your soaps, you can get Dove products, you can get boiled peanuts, like you said, the chili dogs on Thursdays and Fridays. You can make a copy or print something off while you're there. So it truly is a one-stop shop. So I should have named it the one-stop shop. But yeah, so when people come in there, they are, surprised that I do have as much in there in that space.
And so you mentioned like you came from, this industry of working in, I guess, retail essentially, but it's specifically, grocery. Mm-hmm. And And it was always different when you're working for a place. And then all of a sudden, when you're doing it, all the things that they have figured out that you were annoyed by before, all of a sudden, like, oh, crap, that's why they do that. It's because I got to, but like what challenges like snuck up on you that you was just not thinking were even going to be a thing?
So, as you learn and growing and building your business, you are learning. I'm still learning.
Right.
And I took a class, an entrepreneur class back in last February, whatever it was, through the city, the OBO, Office of Business Opportunity. So shout out to them too.
Okay. That might be something to check out.
Yeah.
I might need to take that.
Yeah, man. You'll learn a lot. Things that you think you know, you probably are correct on those things, but they're going to fine tune you.
Right. Well, and tell you details and specifics. And, it's different knowing generally, well, you got to get a paperwork, but I don't know what it's called.
Exactly. So like you said, when you're working at the outside world, your competitors, just growing the store, getting your vendors. I use my store as a platform for local vendors. So I'm proud to hang my hat on that as well. So, because I know if they go through Walmart or these other stores, they're going to got, the red tape, right?
It's a pain in the butt.
Application for this and application for that, and you may get denied 99% of the time. So I am proud to say that I use my store as a platform for a lot of local vendors that are born here in Columbia or in South Carolina in general.
What kind of stuff, like the oils and soaps?
Yeah, body oils, my sea moss, my candles. Shout out to Q-Burrow candles. What else I have? Candles, body oils. Oh yeah, soaps. So a lot of natural soaps like sea moss, turmeric.
Cool.
I know I'm leaving some stuff out. Oh yeah, my tumbler cups. So you can get any kind of cups made.
Nice.
And what else? Your bracelets and which you was asking about earlier. Yeah, so that's local.
Yeah.
So I have maybe about 6, 7, 8 local vendors that's here from Columbia, South Carolina, or South Carolina in general, that I use my store as a platform. And other vendors are, I have one that has a book or a journey or a diary type book.
Mm-hmm.
So I have about 8 or 9, 10 maybe vendors that's locally here from South Carolina. And I'm proud because people come into the store and they go straight to those items,
Right.
And so I promote them real hard because they are local. And I do want, and I tell people all the time, for our communities to grow, you got to buy local.
Right.
This is a local dollar store. It's not the competitor. They're not some big chain store that's in, California somewhere, New York. This is from Columbia, South Carolina, 29203 area, zip code. So be proud to hang your hat on that because our dollar has to circulate in order for our communities to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So going to the local beauty salon, the local meat markets, the local car wash, the local clothing store, and then come to the local grocery store, and that dollar stays in the community. So that's how the community grow. So you want your dollar to circulate 15, 16, 17, 18 times because other communities' dollars circulate that many times. And just to be real with you, in the Black community, it circulates about 3 times at the most. So that's not enough. Others are in our communities, and the dollar goes there and it stops. So just to have the Black dollar, just keeping it real here, the Black dollar got to circulate for our communities to grow. Okay, but as far as our local vendors, I'm very proud to have them locally here.
Now I have a friend that does seasoning with no salt. And she would like to,
Bring on.
Okay.
Bring on.
I'll definitely tell her.
Yeah, we were just doing this interview down in Charleston.
Yeah. So I'm so glad we interviewed you. Okay, cool.
Yes. I'm all for promoting our local vendors.
Yeah. Okay.
Entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
That sounds like amazing stuff you're doing. There definitely is a need for it in our community. I think there's a need for it pretty much all over the place as different places. The property values are changing because of gentrification or revival. I mean, that's what happened in North Maine. It's like there used to be a grocery store right down there outside of Latimer Manor, and it closed down as they started. And now it's like it's an auto parts store. It's like a Charlie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the same thing you're trying to do on the Farrell Road area, 29203, 29204. On that whole Farrell Road, Fairfield Road, North Main Street area. Yeah, so that's why it's important that, voting is important because people who in office are controlling all those, pieces that fall, those dominoes that fall. It's not thought of just on the fly, it's a process. So these things are always pre-planned.
Yeah.
And what I do hang my hat on too, I do accept EBT, SNAP benefits.
Oh, good.
So, for that area, a lot of them are on SNAP benefits. So if it's something that can't afford cash-wise or debit card, credit card-wise, I do accept EBT. So all your food and any kind of types
Fresh
of groceries.
Food.
Yeah.
Good food.
So
what's your busiest day?
My busiest day. Every day is different. I would say my busiest time, I think, you have peak times of the day.
Right.
So my hours are from 9 to 7, like 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day, right? Mondays through Saturdays. And then on Sundays, it's 9 a.m. through 3 p.m. I would say between 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. is my peak hours.
Okay.
So, older people, elderly people like to get out early.
They get at the
Yeah.
grocery store
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
They want
Well,
first
if I'm
pick.
off,
Yeah.
that's what I want to
Yeah.
do. I want to get that done so I can go
Really?
back to the house and chill.
Exactly. They want their
Yeah.
okra, they want their squash. They gonna get dinner started at noontime. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I would say every day is kind of like busy because where I'm located at, I'm in the middle of a lot of businesses.
Yep.
So Prisma, I have the Ronald McDonald House.
Yep.
I got
Mhm.
Grace Medical Park, the Salvation Army.
This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Lynx Recording Studio.
Lynx is a premier audio and video recording studio in the greater Charleston area with 4 completely different booths, multiple peripherals, and 4 producers. They have the ability to service all facets of audio and video creativity.
If you need to record a song, a podcast, create a demo, or even take headshots and complete drops for Hollywood film, they've done it.
Call them at 843-879-9386 or find them online at lynxrecordingstudios.com. That's Lynx, Lynx, recordingstudios.com.
You got Boston and Thompson Funeral Home.
Mm-hmm.
You have the DHEC. You got DSS. So there's a lot of businesses. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of buzz throughout the week. Now on the weekends, it's more locals. The walk-ins, or just people just out walking. You still get the traffic, but it's gonna be less of a buzz because that corporation, that work traffic is not there. So I would say during the week it's more busier.
Okay.
On the weekends, it just may be a little bit of anybody may come.
Right.
Yep.
So what advice would you give to other people that are thinking that they need to see some kind of a community store in their area? I mean, I know there's a lot of routes people go with. Other places they're doing co-ops and that kind of thing. But like at a certain point, we can't just rely on like corporations to look at a map and decide where the best dollar is going to be at. What do we do?
Like car wash. 'Cause that's exactly what they building lately. A million car washes.
Car washes, vape stores. I mean, you can see what's popping up all over the place.
Right. Because like somebody's looking at numbers or running some kind of AI algorithm on it and saying this is the best place to do that. And it doesn't work like that because there's not people there going, well, nah.
Yeah.
You got to actually be in a community. You can't do it from Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it goes.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say, see what your community needs are. See what's, like you said, if you live in the community or you're from that community or you've drawn through that community over the years and you're familiar with that community. So you can just visually see what's there. Mm-hmm. I always tell people, because I get asked all the time, how did you get started? Well, how did you, what made you get started? How, is the biggest question, how? I always tell people, don't be scared, first of all, because we're scared to test the water, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're afraid that we're going to fail or we ain't got the money, the financial support. And I'm going to tell you how I got started, y'all. I used that stimulus check money. When they was giving out that stimulus check money, whatever it was, I used that. I used some of my tax money I had. It was all that was like around the same time.
Right.
And whatever little money I had saved up. So I didn't go get no loan from a bank because one of the things you don't want is an overhead.
Yeah.
So when you do get that loan, you're going to be able to get all the stuff that you may want to get the business started, but now you got to pay that loan back.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can, use as much of your money as you can to get started. Now, if you need a loan, go get the loan. You know what I'm saying? That's where the OBO going to come in at, Office of Business Opportunities. Shout out to Brett. I know all of them. Aisha, Melissa Lindler, she's moved on. She's helping out Jennifer Clyburn now.
Okay.
So so the OBO is where you want to go as for these loans and grants. They got programs, they got classes you can take. They're going to get you right. So what you were saying earlier, go get with
Office
them.
of Business Outreach.
Yeah.
That's in Columbia, but your local city's probably got them too, because this is the thing that communities do. We just have to know to look for it.
Right.
Oh, yes, a lot of help out here. Trust me. And you go through the city, the county may have certain programs, or the city may have certain programs, depending on where you live at. But I would say don't be scared to jump into the water. I tell people it's like a puzzle, right? You go to the store and you buy a puzzle in the box. You dump that puzzle out. you don't know where to start at, do you?
Right.
You got to
Right.
find
You
about
just
2,
pick
3, 4
one.
pieces that may match, you know what I'm saying? And hope they even fit, you know what I'm saying? But you got to start somewhere. So just start. You got to start. And if you don't start, you're not going to be able to finish if you don't start anything. And so get your notebook and write down the thing, like your checklist. So when I first got started, I had my little notebook and I was writing down as I was going what I was needing to do, and I was checking it off. So then when it's time for the inspection for the fire department or they will come do the inspection, right? So you got to make sure all that's in order, because if not, they're going you're not going to pass the inspection. Or if you are dealing with, if you have a grocery store and you're looking to sell or incorporate SNAP benefits, you got to make sure you meet all the qualifications for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to come do an inspection, right? Get your business license, get your retail license, get all your license out the way.
Right.
And and what's very important is that Department of Treasury. Because if you don't pay those taxes, they're going to come and they will pay you a visit. They will pay you a visit. And they're going to tell you what you need to do. And if you don't do it, man, they're going to shut you down real quick. So Department of Treasury is real important. So people overthink it too. I think they need this boatload of money. I need $1 million. I need 100,000. Man, you don't need get what you have, start with what you have, and then let that grow, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And let it guide what you, like you said, you started with snacks and stuff because you knew snacks would sell.
Yes.
And then you figured it out from there.
Right. And like my aunt told me, you ain't got to sell no 1,000 items. Now, in my business, I'm in retail.
Right.
So I got a variety of stuff, like from snacks to drinks to natural products to, fruits and vegetables. You can just sell a hot dog. You don't need a variety. You can sell one item.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have a store to sell a boatload of items.
Right.
So you got to find your passion. Have a passion for whatever it is that you're doing. So this is your passion, right? The podcast or interviewing people, right? It's just your passion. So it should come easy for you. It's not a job.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now we're able to teach it to people now.
Right.
We started, it was horrible. We forgot to hit record. But now over the years,
things happen.
You make mistakes, right?
Grown so much.
Exactly.
So you're right. It's one stepping stone to the next.
Right.
It's all about having an open mind.
You gotta have an open mind. You gotta be willing to, accept the failure, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's a process. Have a plan. Don't go in there without no plan now. I'm saying go in here first, but at least have a plan when you go in here first.
Right. Do your research.
Yeah, do your research. Yeah. But I'm just saying, don't be afraid to get started.
Do you see a change in the community since you have opened the store?
I do, because people are saying, we're glad, we're happy that you're here now. We didn't have, once the big chain stores did shut down or whatever, they didn't have nowhere to go, besides the competitors who are only going to sell canned goods and, your basic, package type items, right? Processed foods. So I get told all the time how happy they are, how they're in walking distance. They can just walk here now. So, and I accept EBT, so they can use all their options if they don't have the cash money or EBT or credit debit card type situation. So, yeah, I get told all the time how happy they are that I am here locally in the neighborhood now, and that makes me feel good, because I know that what I'm doing is actually benefiting and helping out this community. So I just want to keep building on to what I have now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's going to be like there's health benefits that aren't going to show up on somebody's stats for like decades down the road. But like, eating fresh food in a community is like, that's a big deal. If you think about trying to live off of what you find at your typical corner store, it's not healthy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's not, man. And I was going to say, like, how the zip code 29203 was number 1 in South Carolina. South Carolina number 1 in the nation as far as diabetes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're number 1.
What?
No, diabetes is killing the hell out of us.
Blowing my mind
We're
right now.
number
I didn't
one.
know that.
Yes. And so that's why these corporations that I mentioned earlier, so Prisma, shout out to Dr. Humphreys, Dr. Kumar. See, I got relationships with these doctors because, as a matter of fact,
because they see what you're doing.
they see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I read an email today from Dr. Humphreys at Prisma Hospital, because they applied for a separate grant than the one I applied for. So they're a finalist for that grant. So he said they got about 4,500 they have a program that's specializing in diabetes and diabetics. He said they got about 4,500 diabetics. They're trying to channel about a third of those diabetics to my store, because they know I have fresh fruits and vegetables.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
There's your source.
They literally came into the store. Dr. Humphreys came to the store. And I know there's I know there's another Dr. Humphreys. I can't remember.
First name.
Yeah, so I don't want to give the wrong first name out. But Dr. Humphreys, but yeah, so they literally took measurements to help me get new freezers and new coolers and everything because it's finna get that much more traffic finna be coming through.
Yeah.
So so it's big out here, y'all. The health is not funny, but I see people in wheelchairs and on crutches and, barely making it around there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of diabetes.
Yeah.
So Food Trust, we had a 9-week course. My store got chosen. Another store got chosen. Had a 9-week course for 9 weeks. Each week we talked about eating healthier, incorporating your fruits and vegetables and grains, and how to read your serving size, how to read the labeling.
Yeah, the nutritional facts.
Yeah, because we're getting something that's saying serving size one per, you know what I'm saying? Or two. We eating 10, 20, we eating the whole bag.
Yeah.
The whole package.
Right.
We only supposed to have like 2 or 3. And all that sugar content, you see? All that flour, all that sugar. So anything that you can go natural. And shout out to all my people that come and get my sea moss, because I do sell sea moss, sour salt.
Talk to me about sea moss.
Oh man, sea moss has 92 essential minerals that's in it, right?
Okay.
That you add into your body.
And so you straight up eat it?
You're gonna eat it. Now it comes in the raw form. So
yeah, I've seen it in the bags
Yeah.
at the head shops and stuff. And I know people put it in the lotions and the oils sometimes, but I wasn't sure what you did with the raw moss.
The raw moss, they're gonna wash it, they're gonna drain it, they're gonna soak it.
Right.
It expands, they're gonna put it in the blender, get it into that gel form.
Okay.
And then they're gonna, for those who know how to put the fruit flavor to it, like mango, strawberry, whatever, right? Fruit, then you have a little taste to it.
Okay, so it makes like a pudding kind of thing,
Like
almost.
a gel, like an applesauce. It's like an applesauce type texture. Now, I also have sea moss lemonade, because a lot of people, yeah, you can drink it. You can drink it. I got sea moss gummies. I got sea moss capsules. So I got all versions of the sea moss. So I got an herbalist we finna have a class. So if y'all interested, she knows everything from A to Z as far as the herbs. And so if y'all interested, come on by.
Yeah. About some herbs and plants and things. That's
sour salt, moringa.
Yeah, I love sour salt.
I got all that at the store.
Instead of having to order it,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm coming.
And let me throw this address out there real quick. 3017 Farrell Road is my address. 3017 Farrell Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29203.
Come by and look at stuff. Actually see it. Don't Amazon it. See if it's local first.
How can the community support you more?
Just come on out. Like I said earlier, just come on out to the address I just mentioned, 3017 Farrell Road. I tell people all the time, every penny count, every nickel count, quarter, every dollar. I don't care if you just come in there and get a bag of chips and a soda, that counts. You ain't got to spend $25 or $100, whatever. Spend $1, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how the community can support.
Yeah.
Or if you can't buy it, tell your friend, tell your neighbor, tell your church members. They can come and spend that $1, you know what I'm saying? So just word them out, spread the word about the store, and let them know that you can come and get fresh fruit and fresh vegetables. You can come shop and get a whole meal, and also too, I got this big value too on laundry detergent. You can get a 5-gallon, $25 Ties and Gains, y'all. 5 gallons liquid. So instead of nickel and diamond, so there's so many benefits to come to the store. So just by coming to the store.
Yeah, that's one question I forgot to ask you. When did you make your first $1?
Yeah. I probably made my first $1 probably right before I opened on June 12th. So there's in the same building, there's a florist. So shout out to Brides and Blooms Flower Shop. So Miss Christine, before I really officially opened, she bought something. And I used that $1 as my first $1. It's in my little frame.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was my first $1.
Wow. So are there any partnerships you look to partner with in the future, or
you mentioned
any
classes.
Businesses? Yeah.
What you got coming
up? What current projects do you have coming up? Or
well, right now, like I said, the partnerships I currently have or look for. Oh yeah, I got Oak Health is finna partner with me as well. I just met with them. They deal with seniors and
Oak Street Health.
Oak Street Health.
That's where I work at with James Patrick.
Oh,
we were working at Oak Street Health.
So you know Valerie?
No, I think they have new people now, but we were doing just the workout and walking with them in the community, stuff like that.
Oak Street Health, yeah. So we finna partner up. As a matter of fact, I just met with them literally on Thursday.
Cool.
So shout out to Oak Street Health. What else is going on? Oh yeah, shout out to Richard One, because Erica Staley, she's huge as far as organizing. They have a thing called Peace Walk. So they organize it in that, and they go all over in Richmond 1. And just, stop the gun violence. Just they'll start at one point, they'll walk, throughout their community, just spreading the word of peace of, stop the violence type stuff. So shout out to Erica Staley at Richmond 1. So that's another partnership that, that people don't know about either.
Yeah.
So I get approached all the time. Oh yeah, it's so many. I mean, I literally get. I know I'm leaving out one right now. I can't think of the name right now, but they deal with Medicaid. Shout out to Baki, you know what I'm saying? And I can't think of the name of the organization right now. Appleseed, South Carolina is the name of the organization.
Oh, yeah.
Appleseed. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Baki, because they would come as well. So what these organizations do as well, so they would do vouchers. So like Appleseed of SC, for those who came out, you didn't even have to even sign up for nothing, but just for coming, they did a voucher. So if you came, you got a $25 voucher to come shop at the store.
Wow.
So I look forward to working with anyone that's trying to uplift and build a community. And that's who I look forward to working with, because, we can't do it alone. We do need help out here. I'm just trying to do my little 2 cents and do my part.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work out here, but
seems like you're doing the work,
man.
Yeah, we're trying doing it, and people notice it, and they trying to connect with you on it.
Now, do you have a team, or is it just you, or are you looking to expand?
I am looking to expand. So I just hired my parts, because for a year and a half, probably, it was just me.
Yeah.
7 days a week, burnt out.
Yeah.
Literally burnt out, right? So I was like, how can I get my part-time in here? Because you got to find somebody you can trust, first of all, right? That's the number one thing. Finding somebody you can trust. Finding somebody that's going to have your energy, that's going to be able to bring, like, somebody come to the store. Hey, we got some onion sausages back here. We got some liver pudding over here. We got salmon. We got some candles. That's going to upsell, right? Mm-hmm. You got to have somebody that's good personality. So that was I think you asked me earlier, was one of the challenges. So one of the challenges is trying to find the part-time help. Yeah. Somebody you can trust, right? So right now I got my son and my daughter. So when you saying, who's at the store? Yeah. So my son is there now. And so he's holding the fort down. O'Brien Thomas, shout out to my son. My daughter helps out, Amari Thomas. I do have another young lady who helps out. She's been a little sick lately, so we're trying to work through that. Yeah. But yeah, so trying to build my team. I do have consultants that I reach out to. Good. I have, of course, you got to have your lawyer. That's part of it. When you go through that class or whatever I'm telling you about, you got to have your lawyer, you have your legal, you got to have your bookkeeping is very important. Mm-hmm. If you ain't got no bookkeeping, tax time, you're gonna be overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be lost. You're gonna miss out on whatever it is you need to be.
Opportunities, yeah.
Straight panic attack.
Oh man,
like can't breathe.
Yeah.
It is so much worth it to let somebody else handle the taxes.
Oh man, yeah. So
unless you got an inkling for it.
I gotta give shout out to Gwen Tidwell, One Touch. That's my bookkeeper. I don't have to worry about nothing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She does every single thing. Payroll, Good. She does the tax. When I do have to pay taxes, she does all that for me. You see what I'm saying? So getting a good team, you got to have all those 3 main things on your bookkeeper, lawyer, consultant.
And some backup support.
Some backup support. Yeah. And that's it. But starting out, you have to be the face of the business, and
what's that like? Because the most people like to hide behind their business and have just the brand, but people want to know about you and your journey. So it was.
Well, I was told if you want to, you can have an okay business, all right business, and be there sometimes. But if you want to have a successful business, you got to be there all the time, and you got to be there every day. You hear stories all the time about these CEOs of these companies. They work 16, 17, 18 hours a day. So you got to put the work in, put the time in. Once you get used to working every day, you get a little break here and there, right? Somebody to spell you here and there, right? So, but once you get used to it, your body get used to it, your mind get used to it, then it's normal now. Yeah. But you don't want to run yourself into the ground, because you can get burnt out. So yeah, get you some part-time help, somebody that can come in, work, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6, whatever, your schedule may be. Some businesses close on Sundays, but in my profession, in my world, if I'm closed, guess what? They're going to go to my competitor. So I have to be open on Sundays. So that's why I'm open 7 days a week, because I have to be there. If not, they're going to go to my competitor. So do what you got to do to start out the first year or two. I wouldn't do that 7 days a week by yourself for like 3 years, 10 years down the road. Right. You're going to be like, man, I'm looking 80 years old. You're only 34. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, get you a good team, as I just mentioned, and that's going to definitely make your job a whole lot easier.
And I can definitely introduce you to my friend that does the vegan food. Okay. She probably wants to do some workshops.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. So I'll send her your way too.
do.
Yeah.
I'm like about 80% vegan. I still eat some seafood here. You know what I'm saying?
I
Here
love
and there, but
it's hard.
She makes-
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Amazing box meals that
Yeah.
are just ready to go.
Oh, man.
And they're
Definitely.
great.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to who that is.
Yeah.
Come on by the store.
Okay.
Please do.
Well, this is a
Um,
good episode. How can everybody find you on social media? Again, do the address and how they can get in contact with you.
So basically on Facebook, it's not up on my business name yet. Now, everybody like, well, when you going to get it changed over? But I wasn't really a big Facebook person to begin with. So prior to Facebook, I probably had like 5 pictures on there. Well, you can go to Brian, look up Brian Thomas. So
Okay.
Brian Thomas, Thomas on Facebook.
Okay.
And all my, the store information is on there. I post nearly every day what I got in the store, what fruits and vegetables I have. On Instagram, I believe it's THE _ Dollar Sto, STO. And dollar is spelled DOLLAR, by the way.
Okay.
I know some people might want to leave the R off.
You're right.
So, yeah. So, and then TikTok.
It's a lot. Trust me.
Yeah,
I feel overwhelmed myself.
Yeah.
And I'm a millennial. Like,
I got an account, but I had one of the students, make an account
That's
for me.
the best
so
thing you can
I
do.
don't even know what that, what I'm
the
saying?
name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I learned that. So when I first opened up, I had a lot of like city officials. You meet these people, they're going to come to your store. Like I say, when you're doing good, you ain't got to go look for nobody.
They
Trust
come
me,
to you.
They're going to find you. So when I met like these people running for city council, mayor, and all this kind of stuff, a lot of times when you read they stuff on Facebook, they're not like Trump and all these people.
They don't handle it.
They got people doing all this stuff for them. They not
You got an
putting folks
intern.
out there. Yeah. All right. So
Some media intern doing it, some kid that's
Yeah,
like 18, 19 years old taking a class.
Exactly. So Facebook, Instagram, come on by the store.
Yeah.
3017 Farrell Road, Columbia, South Carolina 29203 is where you can find me. 9 to 7 are my hours, Monday through Saturday, and then Sundays 9 to 3.
Okay. Good. Do you want to give any shout outs to anyone? I mean, you shouted out everybody who helped you
Yeah, it's a
to
lot.
get to where you are, but
I'm leaving a lot of people out.
it's
trust me.
okay.
Just shout out to my mom and my dad and my family, because without them even starting this business back in, having that vision back in 1989,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
So shout out to my mom and my dad just for being there and starting this thing. Man, thank you to all the customers that I've seen that have come to the store and walked through that door every single day. And that's what I feel the most happiest about, is that not only am I providing for a community, but I see new customers every single day. And the word, so I always tell people that come to the store, spread the word for me now, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Tell your mom, tell your sister, tell the church members, whoever. And they do this, you know what I'm saying? So I get the mom or the uncle or the sister come back, the brother come back. Yeah, they told me, about your store. So, so that word of mouth works.
Yeah, referrals,
Referrals,
testimonials.
Having good product works. So make sure you got some good stuff in your store, you know what I'm saying? So people can come get, because, if you got something bad, now they will, just as good as somebody can talk about you. Oh yeah, you get drugged now too. Now. But yeah, just stay focused on the task at hand, just staying focused.
Okay. Well, thank you. This was a good episode.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And we will definitely be
Thanks for
stopping
coming
by and collaborating with
Oh,
you
yeah.
and
Yeah,
spreading the word.
Spread
That's
that word.
That's the word of the day. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode, and we look forward to hearing from you, seeing from you soon. Tell someone you love them, and enjoy your day. Thank you. That's it for today's episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Hilltop Glove.